Should you buy property in Toronto in the second half of 2026, or is patience going to pay off in 2027? If you're waiting for someone to ring a bell at the bottom of the market, don't hold your breath. Real estate doesn't work that way. No one can predict exactly where prices or interest rates are headed, but we can look at the data, the trends, the market that's sitting right in front of us. Here's what we're seeing. Prices have continued to soften compared to last year. Interest rates have been relatively stable. Inventory has finally started to come down from its highs, but Toronto is still, for the most part, a buyer's market. So what does that actually mean for timing? Let's start with the supply. After months of watching inventory pile up, we're finally seeing signs that it's beginning to get absorbed. Fewer new listings are hitting the market, and buyers are slowly chipping away at what's available. That sounds encouraging, but don't pop the champagne just yet. There's still a mountain of condo inventory sitting on the market, and that takes time to work through. As long as the supply hangs around, prices, particularly with condos, could still drift a little lower through the rest of this year. This is where people often lump the entire Toronto market together, and that's a mistake. If you're shopping for a freehold house in Toronto proper, you're already seeing competition for well-priced move-in ready homes. Prices are still below their 2022 peak here, but this segment has been balancing out for quite some time. After all, they aren't making any more land. Condos are still completely different conversation. Well-designed 2 and 3 bedroom suites continue to sell because many buyers see them as an alternative to a house. The real backlog is in the small investor units, especially those under 500 square feet. That's where buyers still have the upper hand. You have time to compare properties, negotiate, and avoid feeling pressured into making a rushed decision. So wait until 2027? Maybe. Prices could continue to ease through the rest of 2026 as inventory gets absorbed. If your only goal is buying at the absolute lowest price, waiting might save you a little money. But price is only half of the equation here. Mortgage rates are generally expected to move higher rather than lower by 2027. A cheaper purchase price doesn't necessarily translate into a cheaper monthly payment if you're borrowing at a higher interest rate. And there's another piece of the puzzle. The construction pipeline is slowly, dramatically slowing down. New condo completions are projected to fall by nearly 35% in 2027. And if today's slowdown continues, projections suggest almost no new condo projects will be completed by 2029. That's a problem for future supply, and eventually supply matters. So here's my take. The second half of 2026 is still a buyer's market. There's inventory to choose from. Sellers are negotiating and buyers have options. If you're buying a house, don't get too caught up trying to perfectly time the market. Focus on finding the right property because the best house rarely sits around. If you're buying a condo, you probably have a little bit more runway. Use it wisely, negotiate confidently, and take advantage of the selection while it's still in front of you. One final consideration is the ongoing tariff standoff between Canada and the US. It adds another layer of uncertainty to the Canadian economy, and until there's more clarity on how that plays out, the housing market may continue searching for direction. As always, the best decision isn't about perfectly timing the market. It's about understanding the market you're buying into. I'm David Coffey with Bosley Real Estate.